Hello, world. Well, it's been about a year since I've gotten back from South Korea, as you can tell by my excessive beard. Thought I'd just say what's going on in my life, a year being back in America. And I'll honestly admit, this last year's been kind of a struggle. A lot more difficult than I expected. It's in Korea, I was definitely a part of the middle to upper class. Because of the income I was making, relative to what I was spending, the fact that I was, kind of well known in the community there in Daejeon, I was like an important person, and that whole vibe really kind of carried me back to America, making me think that I can start a really successful international business, and that I'm going to be desired by every company all over California. And sadly, that really wasn't the case. Not to say that I haven't, totally failed. I mean, Instruct Asia is a moderate success, but it's not near the place I expected it could be. I substitute taught virtually as much as I could all last year, and I just saw some terrible schools here in San Diego. And it really made me miss the kind of classroom discipline that I got without even trying in South Korea. Some American kids, they just don't want to learn. But the vast majority of Korean kids, they're ready, willing, and able. So it's a total different world over there. Now I've moved to a different part of San Diego. I'm enjoying it a lot more over here. I'm working my old high school and a couple different other jobs, so I'm definitely making money to get by, and I'm surviving. But it's like here in America I'm living, and in Korea I was living well. However, I do have to counter all my points by saying that in Korea there is a definite glass ceiling for anyone who is not a Korean or married to a Korean. I would never be allowed to run my own school, manage my own employment if I was in Korea and not related or a Korean citizen. My old school, eventually they said, Corey, you've reached the salary cap. We want you to stay a third year, but we're not going to give you a raise. And, that was kind of this big red flag for me. Well, if I stay a third year, fourth year, fifth year, there's no going up. I hit the roof. Coming back to America, I started at a much lower spot on the totem pole, but I feel like I'm climbing a ladder right now. And I think as time goes by, I'll be able to eventually overpass where I was in Korea and create a much more successful version of myself here in America. And it's good to know that I always have Korea as a fallback point too. I've still got plenty of friends over there. My old school would still love to have me back. And it's really good to know there's always this plan B towards everything that I do. I really do miss a lot of things about living over there. But I'm making my life work over here. It's slow and steady, and things are getting better. So anyway, this is my life update, and peace out.